After a while, you get so known, you're a broker. Then I worked out of Houston for a while. I worked Houston for about a year. A lot of weed was coming in through Galveston. Boats, they were coming in through Galveston. Then they were trucking them up to warehouses and outside of Houston. And these Cuban guys get a hold of me, and they had a big problem. They were stuck with a load at a warehouse, and they couldn't. The guys were posted. Something happened. They were stuck, and they asked me if I can get that transported to Florida for them. I said, yeah, I'll have it there in 3 days, but I want 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pound back then is like 300,000, 320,000. And they said, "You're no way you're going to get it there in 3 days." I says, "I'll have it there in 3 days. It'll be in a town in Florida. I'm not going to tell you till the load's there." So I went, I chartered a bus. I made sure I got a bus with tinted windows, and I put a charter, and I had a buddy had a junkyard, and he was an artist. He was real good with a buzzsaw, and I made him make me a bunch of silhouettes, and I went and bought wigs and hats, and I had the bus, I had them positioned in the seats where they look like, if you're looking at through the tinted window, you think there's people in there. So when we left Houston, I didn't have that bus stop until they got to, I brought that load into Jacksonville, Florida.
Amazing.
And
from Houston to Jacksonville.
Yeah, Houston to Jackson.
With fake people in the...
And about 8,000 pounds in the bus. I got chased out of town by the Texas Rangers. They actually ran me out of Houston.
That's how you left Houston?
I was in a nightclub with this gorgeous, their father was in oil, very wealthy, with this gorgeous girl. Walking across the lobby, elevator came down to the lobby, walking across the lobby, they came right up on me, Texas Rangers. I said, "Come with us." They knew who I was. They said, "Come with us, Martorano." And she says, "Who? What are you calling the Martorano for?" I forget what name I was told her I was. And they drove me out of town, pulled up, ironically, almost was right near the warehouse that I had moved the weed out of. They pulled on the side of the warehouse. They opened up the door. It was a 4-door, and the light opened. The light opened up, and they pointed to the ground. I was looking, and they said, "See there?" And I looked. I just seen grass. They said, "Well, if you're here tomorrow, that's where we're going to bury you." Texas Rangers.
Wow.
I said, "Uh-oh." So.
With the hats and the guns and.
Oh yeah, they had It was 4 of them. But before, when I started hanging in the town, say L.A., back then Vegas, I had a lot of cash. So first thing I do is I retain a top lawyer, top criminal lawyer. Whether I get never going to use him, but I retain him. So I was a guy named Racehorse Haynes. He's a legend. And I went in his office and I laid 10 grand on his desk. I said, "If I need you, and I'll be here periodically, give you some more money." He said, "Boy, I like guys like you," he said. "I like guys like you." So he was a short guy, had the southern drawl. So now I can't leave the next day. I had some things to tie up. So I go to Racehorse, and I told him, I said, "The Texas Rangers are chasing me out of town." And I told him, I says, account of, the marijuana stuff. He said, "Come here, boy. Come here." Now he's in this big high-rise building. Takes me to the window. He says, "Look down here. What do you see?" "I see traffic. I see people walking." He said, "Tell you, dude, what you do, son? You go out of this building right now. Go out there and shoot one of them. Go down there and shoot somebody. I'll beat it." He said, "But when them Texas Rangers want you out of here with that marijuana, you got to go." He said, "You got to go."